rounds for the WBO International and the NABF Super Middleweight Championships. Supervisors, Joe Hernandez and Thomas Ashe. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the challenger. He steps in wearing gray with green and gold trim. He weighed in at an official 168 pounds. In 32 bouts as a pro, he maintains a record of 27 victories against 4 losses, 1 bout even, and 14 of those victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Derek the Black Lion Edwards. Across the ring in the red corner, wearing red with white trim, he weighed in at an identical 168 pounds. And he enters the ring an undefeated professional with 31 victories. 24 of those victories coming by way of KO. Defending his WBO International and NABF Super Middleweight Championships. Fighting out of Mazatlán, Sinaloa, México. La nueva sensación del box mexicano, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez.
Derek, 15 minutes. Ready? Okay, let's go. Ramirez, Derek, I gave you the pre-fight instructions, recibiste las instrucciones. Protect yourself, protégete todo el tiempo. Good luck, buena suerte. Let's do it. Stay in the corner, en la esquina. Back to the corner. Ready?
And our main event underway. Metro PCS Friday Night Knockout on True TV. Derek Edwards in the green and Gilberto Ramirez in the red. A big night for both of these fighters. Gilberto Ramirez at 31-0. Derek Edwards 27-4-1. He wants to find a way to get past Ramirez. He'd love another shot at Badou Jack, who now has a title. And of course, he beat him already.
Right now, I like what I see. I like what I see with, Derek. He's coming. He's going to his left and pushing Ramirez to his left. That's what you want to do. You want to keep that left foot outside his right foot. Push him to his left, and he's doing a good job so far. And he's attacking, which is what you have to do against the southpaw.
And going to the body against Gilberto Ramirez.
He's staying in the pocket with him.
Shot by Ramirez, and Edwards with a good answer. The offense of Derek Edwards wasn't necessarily the question. The concern was his defense, and with that in mind, he's brought Jeff Mayweather on into his corner to work Ray on his defense specifically.
Well, Jeff is a great trainer. He's a terrific fighter also, and he's, he knows the game very well. He knows, and we all know the Mayweathers know how to fight defense. They know how to. They got a good defense, all of them. So it's a good addition.
Edwards got a good shot to the body of Ramirez in with that right hand. The body is one place where Gilberto Ramirez loves to live. He is big on going to the body early and often in a fight.
Well, first of all, he's doing good body shots right now. But that's the thing, Derek has to stay close. Stay close, smother his shots. Don't let him get that range, because right now Ramirez is trying to find that distance. He's creating distance. You don't want to allow him to do that.
Edwards trying to stay distant here.
Getting good message, Jeff. Don't wait. Get out first. You have to. It's a southpaw.
And he got in there with a body with the right hand. Gilberto Ramirez, see that height, what an advantage that can be for you. It's 6'2", and they want the body shot to be a little bit more up. Derek Edwards getting discussed about a low blow. glancing blows from Ramirez as the first round ends. Told us yesterday was that he thought he could attack Ramirez, who leaves himself exposed trying for those hard body shots. Did you see much of that exposure from Ramirez in the first round?
Well, in the beginning, he was trying to get a beat on Edwards, but at the end, by the end of the round, he was creating spaces, like I said, and I thought he was controlling the pace of the fight. Right there, see, he's controlling it right now. Edwards is backing off, giving him too much room. If you want any shot to beat this guy, he's got to close the distance.
Last time Ramirez was in the ring was against Maxim Lazov, one of the rare opponents that's actually taller than Gilberto Ramirez. Lazov at 6'3", and he came down from light heavyweight. It was a catchweight fight at 171 pounds. And even though Ramirez won that fight, there was a lot of criticism afterwards from fight fans about Ramirez and about that fight that made a lot of people think maybe Ramirez was a little ways away yet. Good exchange.
Well, this is the problem when I watch the tape of Edwards. He doesn't move his head a whole lot. That's what Jeff wants him to do. Right there, he got hit with some shots, and he stayed still. You know, usually you get hit and you roll, you cover up, you bob and weave. He gets hit and he stays still.
Yeah, his corner right next to us is telling him you got to move your head as Ramirez caught him with a left hand to the chin. Edwards has been in some big fights over the last couple of years. He's fought a couple of very good left-handers in his last couple of fights. Adonis Stevenson, though, knocked him out in the third round, and Matt Korobov won by TKO in the ninth round. So he's fought some good left-handers and not had great success.
No, but the quality of opponents he's had, good quality opponents. He also fought Andre Durrell. He's another good opponent. No, the knock on him was he had a lack of an amateur career. But the experience he gained in those fights was worth more than the amateur career he could have had.
Last time out, he lost that 12-round unanimous decision to Andre Durrell. He did stagger Durrell, though, in the 12th round, but he didn't do enough to win the decision.
I'll tell you what I see right now. Right now, I see Ramirez taking the fight away from him. You can see that he's getting frustrated. Meaning, Derek Edwards is getting frustrated, and he's feeling the power of Ramirez. You can see it in his face. That he's, you can see the fight leaving him little by little.
His corner keeps exhorting him to move in and not wait, but Ramirez really taking it to him now. A little bit of frustration showing on the face of Derek Edwards as Ramirez snaps off that quick jab. Good right hand from Edwards. Connected on a glancing blow as we get to the end of round number 2 in Hidalgo.
More than $10 for Axone Gel. Get your coupon and learn more at Axone.com. Axone Gel. Prescription treatment, proven results.
Our main event, round 3, Gilberto Ramirez and Derek Edwards. And Christina Poncher, you were listening into the corner of Derek Edwards. What did you hear?
Jeff Mayweather telling him in between rounds to move his head, just like we talked about. He's getting hit a little bit too easy, and actually push the pressure a little bit more and get inside. Don't let him to always be first.
No, we've not seen a lot yet from Derek Edwards, and a little early in this one still, Ray, but at what point do you start to really worry about this fight getting stopped if Edwards doesn't get more active offensively?
Yeah, what I meant by the last round, I said the fight leaving him is he's getting hit with shots, and you can see the look on his face. He's getting hit with some good shots, and he keeps backing up. And he's feeling the power of Ramirez at this point. He's not as aggressive as he once was in the first couple of rounds, and he's staying in a straight line. This is what Jeff wants him to do, move the head, bob and weave. He's not used to it, though.
Looking for an opening. He cannot find one against Ramirez.
Well, you got to create your openings against southpaws. You got to create that by being aggressive, coming forward, and just hitting him wherever you can hit him. Hit him in the shoulder, hit him in the hip. Just keep that left hand moving. The left hand is the punch against the southpaw, not the right hand. It looks like he's waiting too long for the right hand. Keep that left hand moving.
What do you feel that Ramirez is doing as far as fighting in favor of his height, which was a concern that he had coming into this fight?
Yeah, so far he's fighting like a tall fighter should. Staying on the outside, creating space. That's always what you want.
Gilberto Ramirez 31-0, and if he gets a win here tonight, he likely is going to get a world title shot against the winner of Arthur Abraham and Robert Stiglitz. The fourth matchup between those two happened July 18th.
But I've also heard that he's being considered in Top Rank. Bob Aram's office said they want him to be in line to fight Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. That's a big task there. But if they feel confident enough in this kid that he can upset the apple cart and beat Golovkin.
Ramirez has just been knocked down once in his career. That came against Samuel Miller early in a fight in November of 2011. Edwards trying to do a little work inside, but then backs up.
And when he backs up, he backs straight up. Stands tall. He doesn't bob and weave out.
And opens himself up for those left hands, and then that right that he took right there. Good combination from Gilberto Ramirez.
See, Ramirez did a good move there, professional move, experienced move. He pushed him off to create space and kept punching.
Good round for Gilberto Ramirez as he's going to work on Derek Edwards as the round closes.
Right here, boom, straight left hand, straight left hand.
Gotta move their head, man. Gotta move their head. That's the key right now, is moving your head. And you gotta throw some punches. You get behind the 8-ball now. So you're digging a hole for yourself. We gotta dig ourselves out of it. Stop waiting. Like I said, use your jab, come forward. Here, throw something off him. You know, because I mean, right now, see, he's willing to exchange with you, but you gotta be moving your head.
Right here, punches and bunches, as we said before, lefts and rights, creating that space for himself, going downstairs, upstairs. That's a good combination. That's just a good round for Ramirez.
Now, Ray, let's take a check of your scorecard through these first 3 rounds, and you've got Ramirez on top and all.
Yeah, he's controlling the fight. He's dictating the pace. He's hitting harder shots. Total generalship.
I heard Jeff Mayweather in between rounds saying you've got to move your head again, continuing to urge him to do that, and then he's got to go after it.
Exactly. As you hear Jeff just yelling, stop waiting. That's exactly what he's doing. You can't wait against the southpaw. I've said that repeatedly, and especially a tall guy like that who's creating that space for himself. Derek has to close the distance and back Ramirez up if he's going to have any shot of winning.
A nice combination from Gilberto Ramirez, now going back to work up top. Edwards is in some trouble. Snuck a right hand in there on Ramirez to back him off a little bit.
Well, of course, he's showing some life. He's got to, he's got to throw punches back to keep Ramirez off, or else the referee's going to step in because, right now he's taking some clean shots.
As we saw in the Badou Jack fight, Edwards has the power, but not doing much good if he can't land with any punch. Jeff Mayweather warning, if you've got yourself behind the 8-ball now, you've got to dig yourself out of this hole you put yourself in. That hole was reflected on the scorecard of Ray Mancini.
Right now, Derek's on the defensive, and that's all he's trying to do is just survive the round. Right now, he's getting defensive mode, survival mode, and that's that's not going to work against the southpaw, especially a guy like Ramirez who comes and throws a lot of punches.
Well, in defensive mode was the thing he brought Jeff Mayweather in to work on in the first place. Ramirez just looking for his opening. Gilberto Ramirez in total control right now. Combination thrown. Ramirez, good straight left hand.
Again, that's what Edwards is straight up and down. That's why he didn't call clean shots. Now he's bombing and weaving. There you go. Made a miss. He's getting hit with too many clean shots. He's getting hurt right now.
A couple of left hands that he had to feel. Another warning for the low blow. Ooh, big left hand from Edwards.
Oh, he got hurt. He's hurt.
But Edwards is hurt now.
He's hurt.
Trying to hang on. Edwards not feeling it. He's in trouble. Edwards in trouble in the final 5 seconds. Trying to hang on to the end of the round, and he does.
Pull that out, Jeff. Pull that out. Trying to pull it out.
Yes, to be able to, if he doesn't demonstrate he can defend himself, why would he stop?
Okay.
There. Back to the hands up, man. Come on, man. Get off the...
You gotta move your head. The one thing is this. The guy is willing to go back. As long as
Right here, boom. Right here, good exchange of left hooks. Boom, both guys hurt each other, but Ramirez comes back with the sharper punches, and he's got Edwards in survival mode right now. He's hurting him right there with them shots. I thought a few more seconds he would have stopped it. Could have stopped him.
How much longer does Edwards have in this fight?
Well, look, he's in good shape. You can see that. He wants to fight, obviously. He's coming out, jumped right on him. But you can't keep taking too many hard shots like that. Simply straight down the middle. You know, you can't last long with that.
Now Ramirez is just loading up and firing.
But now, as you see, Edwards is bobbing and weaving a little bit, catching punches on his arm. So he's listening to Jeff a little bit now.
Was that mid-round, in-between-round break enough to clear the cobwebs out a little bit?
I was just going to say, I'm impressed by his recuperative powers.
Another big left hand from Ramirez. And another one. Edwards trying to fight his way back out of the corner.
That straight left hand a few seconds ago hurt him, though.
It's not the first one of those he's taken.
But see, that's a good defense. He's catching a lot of punches on arm. When he keeps his hands up, he shows some good defense. And when he's bobbing and weaving, he's making a miss. He's not catching punches flush.
Ramirez trying to work back to the body again. And yet there's Edwards still standing there.
Well, you can see he's a durable guy. He has the experience. He's fought big name fighters, we said.
Right hand caught him. Not a lot behind that right hand from Ramirez.
That's it.
Ramirez is the worst type of fighter to fight. Tall, rangy, and aggressive, coming forward, throwing a lot of punches. Worst type of guy.
Not much behind those punches from Edwards there when he got in close. Ramirez appears to have sapped a little bit of the power. Then another big shot. That right hand hurt as well.
And they went right back with 2 body shots. Good. That's good. That's a smart move. That's a nice, experienced move by there. Good hit shot. He hit him a couple good headshots. Went right to the body, then back up to the head. I tell you, I like what I see with Ramirez. I'm gonna tell you, he's gonna be a problem for anybody in that weight division, including Triple G.
Final 10 seconds of round 5. Halfway through this fight between Derek Edwards and Gilberto Ramirez. And Derek Edwards, his wife Kenyatta, here in Hidalgo. Children are not here. He's got a 16-year-old daughter from a prior relationship and a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old with his wife Kenyatta. And they don't show the kids the fights, and you can see a very worried Mrs. Edwards looking on.
Like I said, your defense was much better that round, but still, you gotta let your hands go. And like I said, as long as you jab, he'll back up for you. So you can take control of the fight. gotta let them hands. You gotta let them hands go, man. Like I said, you punch hard, he punch hard. He throwing his punches though. You gotta let your hands go. Forward, there. Stop moving back.
Ray, I know you were listening into the corner as well. Derek Edwards and Gilberto Ramirez in our main event in Metro PCS Friday Night Knockout on True TV. Kevin Kugler alongside Ray Mancini with Christina Poncher. Gilberto Ramirez in the red, Derek Edwards in the green trunks, and Ramirez has controlled this fight to this point.
Yes, he's controlled center ring. He's pushing Edwards back, making him do what he wants him to do at this point. And he's got enough distance to throw his punches and bunches, and he's connecting on most of them.
Ramirez has 24 knockouts, but only 3 of those have come after round 6, none after the 8th round. So most of his knockouts have been very early in his fights.
Well, look, we also know Edwards is an experienced professional. He's been in with a lot of big punchers before. He goes the distance. You know, he's a guy. I'm not saying he's going to last the distance tonight, but he knows how to carry a guy, take a guy into later rounds, or as they say, deep waters.
Well, at the end of the 4th round, I wouldn't have given too much for Edwards to be still around in this fight. He looked like he was done, but he recovered amazingly well and is now back to throwing a few punches.
Yeah, but you know, he's starting to get marked up. His face is starting to swell up pretty good there. Underneath the eyes, his cheeks.
Especially that right eye, as Ramirez targets it as we speak with the left. Trying to go back to the body, and Ramirez keeps him off with the right-left combination. Jeff Mayweather wanted him to let his hands go in this round, and we've not seen a whole lot of that from Derek Edwards.
Well, you know, because when he punches, he's trying to be on the defensive at the same time. He can't do both. And he's hesitant about letting his hands go because he's getting caught.
Is Edwards at the point right now, Ray, where he's looking for that Badu Jack shot, that one punch that can try to make an impact on this fight?
Well, it looks like he is, but you know, you can work a couple rounds, work your hands, get back in the fight, and then look for that big shot, because obviously he's got to know he's behind.
To the body and then right to the head. The right to the body, the left to the head. Caught him with the uppercut as well. Ramirez doing some damage here.
He's getting hit with too many clean shots. If he keeps getting hit with shots like that, I don't see him finishing the fight on his feet.
3 clean shots in that corner exchange. Trying to get to the body. Now the left eye swelling starting to show on Edwards. Final 10 seconds of the 6th round. Ramirez snapping shots to the head of Derek Edwards as the round comes to a close in Texas.
Ramirez has won every round convincingly too.
Gilberto Ramirez has created a little bit of a swelling issue along the left eye of Derek Edwards. And the doctor has been paying a little more frequent visit to the Edwards corner the last couple of rounds.
And the referee stopped over and said, son, you know, you got to start throwing punches. I can't let you get hit with these type of shots.
All right, let's go to Christina Poncher, who is with Jeff Mayweather in Edwards' corner.
Jeff, any consideration of possibly stopping the fight, or do you still see him having a chance to turn this around here?
Well, I mean, like I said, right now, I mean, he's still coherent, and to be honest, he can actually take control of the fight because the guy will allow him to take control if he uses jab, but he's not. And there's a big puncher, and the difference is that you got both guys that are big punchers. One guy is throwing punches, the other guy isn't.
So you believe that if he lands a good, solid shot, he could turn this around?
I think he still has a chance, and, you know, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think that, like I said, if I see him hurt to the point I don't think that he can continue, I'll be the first person to stop him.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, thank you.
As he said, one person throwing punches and one person isn't, and his guy's not the one throwing punches.
Right, Jeff's very conscientious, and, you know, he understands, he always has his fighters' best interests at stake, you know, at heart, first and foremost. You know, look, again, the guy's standing there, he's taking shots. Even though a lot of them were catching him on the arms, a lot of them were also landing, you know, a lot of shots. And they break you down just as much as anything else.
And Ramirez loves to work to the body, but he's been finding equally good success to the head of Derek Edwards in the last few rounds, and that's been one thing that Edwards' corner's been trying to get him to do all night, move his head, and it's just a sitting target right there for Ramirez.
Again, that's what I'm talking about. You know, Jeff's only been with him for now, what, a couple of weeks, 6 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever it is. It is hard to get out of those old habits. No. There you go. Okay, he's trying to do it, but he's not used to it. It's not, you know, it's not his first instinct. It has to come natural, and it doesn't to him.
Final 20 seconds of the 7th round. Edwards hoping that uppercut would land. That's the punch he'd like to see connect, but no such luck against Ramirez. A much taller fighter, Gilberto Ramirez, working that height tonight.
Stay off them ropes. You get on the rope, soon as you feel yourself on the rope, pick it up.
Eighth round of a scheduled 10 between Derek Edwards and Gilberto Ramirez.
At this point, I think Edwards is strictly in survival mode. As you can see, he's not returning any punches.
On July 16th, the main event is right here on True TV. The return of all new episodes of Impractical Jokers. The wait is finally over. Thursday, July 16th. That's it. Edwards able to duck out of the way of a couple of those Ramirez shots up against the ropes, but not able to return anything.
I don't know if what he's trying to do, if he's trying to think Ramirez is going to punch himself out, because that's not going to happen. He's in great shape, obviously. Or he just can't figure him out, which is, I think, is more likely. He just can't figure out the tall guy. And every time he tries to throw punches, he's getting caught.
Yeah, he's fought the southpaw. That one may have been a low blow, yeah.
That's one way to slow him down.
Not a legal way, however. Well, he's fought the southpaw before, has Edwards, but this is an interesting combination from Ramirez of height and that southpaw. Gilberto Ramirez has been working on his English, trying to answer as many questions as he can in English. And asked him yesterday why he wants to do that as he pushes Edwards back in the corner. He says, better to connect with my fans, as he's got Edwards in trouble once again. And Edwards just taking punches.
Referee can let Edwards keep taking punches like that, let it go on.
Right left combination. Edwards is in trouble. This fight is almost over.
He's going to stop it in a second or two.
Edwards unable to return any activity at all, taking blow after blow. Another big right hand. Nothing coming back for Derek Edwards. Unbelievable that he's still in there. Uppercut snuck in for Ramirez, and that right hand hurt Edwards again. Boy, Derek Edwards just continuing to stay in there, despite taking some big blows.
I know he's a wily veteran, but you know what? It's hard to see him keep taking shot after shot like that.
Final 10 seconds of this 8th round. Not sure what has kept Derek Edwards up to this point.
Hey, one more round like that, man, I gotta stop it. You gotta show me something, man. Show me something. I don't want you to get hurt in here.
What's wrong, man? It's okay. You gotta show me something. Okay? What's up? You gotta show me something. What's up? Stop it.
See, we on the same page, me and him.
Okay. Go out.
Let's go for it.
Go for it, man. Go for it. Let it go.
If you're too far behind to do anything else, you gotta go for it.
We saw Kenyatta Edwards, who is obviously extremely concerned right now for her husband, as she has been for a good portion of this night. 9th round of a scheduled 10.
Jeff Mayweather said to Derek Ramirez, I'm going to give you one more round. He said, that's it. He said, you got to show me something. I'm going to stop.
Got a tape issue. Ramirez had a little bit of a tape situation with his glove.
This corner, to cook people. The guy's giving Edwards every chance to rest, man. Come on now.
And Edwards is more than happy to have this break.
Let's go.
Edwards came out of that corner trying to connect, but Ramirez doing a good job of keeping him well away. Ramirez has never had a knockout past the 8th round. He's got 24 knockouts, but he's had Edwards back on his heels the last few rounds. Could this be the night that he gets his first?
Well, you know, that's an important stat, because, you know, can he close late? You know, that's going to be important for a guy. You know, if I'm an opponent, I know I can get him in the later rounds, then I believe I can beat him. And I'm sure that's what Edwards believes now, that if he gets him in the later rounds.
Gilberto Ramirez out of Mazatlan, Mexico, but not the resort area. Much tougher neighborhood. Told us he didn't even get to the beach resort area until he was 18 years old. Ooh, big shot. Another good left hand. Second straight.
The referee's watching, because this is shooting back with them shots.
Still a minute 10 to go in this 9th round. You can hear Edwards' corner behind us trying to get him to come back to his hook.
I thought he was having a pretty good round up to that, you know, a few seconds ago when he got caught, because Ramirez isn't doing anything. He's letting him rest. Now he's starting to punches.
Trying to work back to that body a little bit where he's had good success. Down to the body and then up to the head again. Behind those last couple of blows from Ramirez. To our point again about having never had a knockout past the 8th round.
If I'm a future opponent of his, I would deeply consider, hey, this guy's dangerous early on, but let me get him in the later rounds. Let's see what we can do then, because I'm telling you right, it's appealing to a lot of guys now.
Gotta be impressed with how Derek Edwards has continued to battle tonight. There's something to be said for the heart that he has shown in this fight against Gilberto Ramirez in Texas.
You did much better than the last round, but still. You gotta let everything go. Leave it all in here.
You can't let him tie you up. All right? Stay out the rope.
No te confíes.
Final round, Gilberto Ramirez and Derek Edwards and Ray Mancini. It's going to take a big, big punch to change the outcome of this fight.
Yeah, if he was a pitcher the shutout, obviously. But I gotta tell you what, I want Edwards to finish this fight. I want to see him finish on his feet. Because I'll tell you what, he's shown so much heart and courage over the course of this fight, especially the last couple rounds when they told him that they were going to stop it. I'd like to see him finish at this point.
And he's had doctors in the corner telling him it was almost over, the referee telling him it was almost over. The shots he took at the end of the 8th round didn't look like he was going to survive that round, yet here he is in round number 10, still standing.
And throwing punches back.
He may not win this fight, but boy, has he shown a lot of heart.
Oh yeah, he's won me over.
Meanwhile, Gilberto Ramirez closing in on 32-0 and maybe a chance at a title.
Well, at 32, no, obviously he can fight. And obviously they got to get him in line for somebody. I mean, there's a lot of guys fighting with a lot less fights, getting title shots. You know, a lot less fights, a lot less talent.
Ramirez with a little bit of a red spot. I don't want to call it a cut because I don't think it's open, but he's got a little bit of redness under that right eye right now.
See, the referees are not going to allow him to have his head shooting back like that. That's dangerous. That's when you're, you know, with the brains breaking against the cranium. So they're not going to allow that to happen, you know, happen too often.
Left eye of Edwards continues to swell up as Ramirez and Edwards battle in the final 75 seconds.
It's like I'm almost going to root for him now. Skip. Finish on your feet, guy. Come on now.
1 minute. I got it.
I got it.
1 minute, Derek.
Ramirez going to the body. Final 50 seconds of this one. Edwards a little right hand in there. They've been close to a low blow. We've seen Edwards get warned for that a couple of times tonight.
At this point, why not?
And Edwards with 30 seconds to go. Still standing in front of Gilberto Ramirez, who looks all but assured of going to 32-0.
And he beat a quality opponent. Derek Edwards is a quality opponent. With no mistake.
10 seconds, Derek.
Final 10 seconds of our main event on Metro PCS Friday Night Knockout on True TV. Gilberto Ramirez and Derek Edwards. We'll step aside. When we return, we'll get the judge's decision in our main event coming up here on True TV.
Come on, let's go!
Our main event is in the books. Let's go to our ring announcer, Lupe Contreras, with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the 10 rounds, all 3 judges turn in identical scorecards of 100 to 90 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision and still WBO International and NABF Super Middleweight Champion, Puro Mazatlán, Sinaloa, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez.